Hey guys, how is everybody doing? It's me, Brandeline Johnson, and I am here to talk about your invisible future, the invisible space before you, navigating it, making it your biatch, right? So let's talk a little bit about manifesting and consciously creating your future before you. I get so many people that really get hung up on this, and so I really wanted to share some of this information with you. So let me know if you're here live, or if you're watching the replay, say replay. That helps keep it bumped up with the algorithm, lets more people watch it, because I'm so super passionate about helping you guys consciously create your future, right? Those of you guys that don't know me, I started out more teaching intuition and mediumship development, and that led me down this whole rabbit hole, right? To now more working with quantum energy, quantum, creating your future with science. I'm such a nerd when it comes to science and quantum energy. And so when we're talking about your future, right? And we're also talking about the mind chatter that goes along with it, is you're constantly creating your future through what you think about, whether you know it or whether you want to. So one of the questions I have for you is like, what is this constant story in your head about your future? What that constant story in your head about your future is literally shifting atoms. It's like literally moving freaking frequency. So you've all heard, if you knew how powerful you were, you would never think a negative thought again. I'm sure you guys have seen that meme, right? And it's not a freaking joke. Because here's the thing too, is I was sharing with you guys that your desires come from the same place as wishes, right? Whereas your beliefs come from this place of past experiences, trauma, the how, right? Right? I love Madeline saying she did a how did I see itself, and it was not a good reading. I mean, it was, but it's really made me look at myself. Yeah, so guess what? You get to change that, right? Your cards will lead the way. When I'm talking to you guys about a reading is a clue, but it's up to you to consciously take control over this conscious mindset soup. So the people get so hung up on the invisible space before them because of these past experiences, because of the past trauma. And so you're constantly, unfortunately, recreating this wheel. And that's why so many of us coaches are out in the online space to help you stop recreating that wheel, whether it's in your life, your relationships, in your business, in your amount of money that you're able to receive, right? That you're willing to receive, consciously willing to receive. So it's so important for you to get out of the damn past, because literally so many of you, so many of us are creating our future based on our past. So in order to change that invisible future before you, it's important for you to visualize, right? Nothing can come down or materialize or manifest into the 3D unless you have already thought it. You don't need to know the how, you just need to know, like, thinking about it, how does it feel? And then there's this delayed reaction, right? So how many of you guys are having an amazing day today? How many of you guys your life is like on cloud 9 right now? Versus how many of you guys are in the dark night of the soul, going through the dredge, feeling all the bumps of your human experience, versus being in the hovercraft that I'm always talking about, and everything's cool and groovy, and you see everything is a lesson, and you see everything is a sign to lead you the way to this future. No matter what it is that you are thinking, you're actually creating more of that into the future, right? So what you're experiencing now, right? What you are experiencing now, right? Madeline says she's going through it. What you're experiencing now is because of something that you've already thought about in the past. So this is such a valuable lesson, because it means that this is just a ripple effect of the old version of yourself. And it means that you get to take control over the future by changing what you think it's going to be, right? I always say to my clients, it's what you think it is. Life is what you think it is. Your money is what you think about it, right? Your relationships are what you think it's going to be. It's all what you think it is. So if you can take control over this conscious, beautiful machine that you have here and allow it to create visualizations about what it is that you would rather be experiencing. Allow your chakra system to feel the feeling of what it feels like when you are, of what it is that you want to experience. And then lo and behold, you start unfolding into your future, right? But the main part is, and I was talking to my team about this today, because especially when you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter if you're an online entrepreneur or anything, or along the lines, this is what I'm talking about, being an entrepreneur, is maybe you don't see the new client. Maybe you haven't met them yet. Maybe you just don't see a way, right? So whatever situation you're in, maybe you just don't see it. But the interesting thing is, if you sit and you feel it and you call in that feeling, those people are finding you, right? Because we all are in this quantum soup together, and we're all supposed to meet each other, right? You've heard, you meet a person for a season is for a reason, right? Or for a lifetime, right? So you're already calling in these people to have an experience with you, right? Yeah. So Heather's saying, yep, after being super depressed, she changed, focusing on self-love and happiness and abundance, and I started coming in like crazy. And I want to share with that too, is like, sometimes, hey, Barbara, I want to share this with you. Let me back up for a minute, because I'm like, Gemini brain, ungrounded as I am right now. For me too, Heather, I want to share with you and all of you guys that are listening too, I went through the longest dark ass freaking time, like the longest. But the biggest thing that I did that shifted, and I don't want to say it's the biggest thing, but looking back, I'm like, oh, because then all of a sudden your whole life changes and you're like, what did I do? You're like, what did I do? The thing that I did the most was become no one and nowhere and no when. And I spent as much possible time as I could without myself, without being me, without seeing external circumstances, without thinking about what's going on right now in this 3D, like the power bills do, or better check the mail, or without thinking these human thoughts, spending as much possible time as I could, feeling okay. And I didn't even really visualize my future the way it would be, because if you would have told me a few years ago that this is where my life would be, I would have been like, you're crazy. But it was more about not feeling in the pain, not feeling in the depression, not being in that space, not thinking of myself as the way I used to think of myself, right? It was like just doing nothing. And so then universe is like, okay, she's no longer resisting, at least, right? Because when we're thinking, oh, I'm going for the shizzle, and oh my gosh, I don't have money, or oh my gosh, all my relationships are crappy, you're holding that frequency. And even though you could say, I desire this, I want this, I wish it was different, you're still holding the energy of what it is that you don't want, right? So even if all you have to do is just not hold any energy, do that. But I want to let you guys know that it is this ripple effect. And so like now Heather's life is like, it's getting so much better. My life is getting so much better. To keep going on that path and to keep holding that space, whether it is holding space of nothingness or whether it is holding that frequency of holy shit, girl, right? Preach it, sister. Like seriously, the other day we had a couple people flow through our funnel. You guys know I'm very popular and famous, if you will, internet famous for the Awaken program that teaches you how to develop your psychic and mediumship abilities. Now we have it kind of as a do-it-yourself program. In case you didn't know, go to the quiz, brandoline.com/quiz. Yes, we went back to brandoline.com and dive down into there, and you'll see that thing. But the whole excitement was, it's like we put so much love and joy into this program, and we've proven it over and over and over that now we can have people just dive in, start taking it, start developing on their own, right? Yay, Awaken. And it was like my baby that I birthed into this world, and to be able to see it being picked up just by random people now, and to be able to feel that abundance just start flowing in. And once it really starts working, it's really going to work, to be able to sit back and go, I am open to receive the abundance and not actually do any work anymore about it. And just completely shift into that mindset. How amazing is that? And the feeling in my stomach, like lit the fuck up. I'm not even going to lie. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the feeling, right? I call it reverse clairsentience because you feel the feeling. It's actually its own little universe inside this ball. And like, if you could hold it, and I know I'm all over the place with this video, but seriously, could probably repurpose this into like massive memes and blog posts. But literally that is like your little magic baby when you feel the feeling of what it is to have, be, or do whatever your desires are. And then just keep holding that, you know, meet that energy baby. Meet the energy baby and hold that energy baby in your belly, and your invisible space before you will transform. This is science, right? This is the thing that gets me lit up. It's freaking science. I'm not just all over here woo-woo. I'm literally talking about consciously creating your life through being an electronic being, being a conscious being, and manipulating energy on your behalf. Isn't it freaking amazing time to be alive? Like, be a freaking scientist. So I'm sending you guys all love. Go take the quiz. Also, any of y'all business babes, I got 2 programs open right now for enrollment. We're talking a little bit more about that for the next couple weeks, but it is basically just really quick. It's for, you know, kind of the beginning entrepreneur, where she needs strategy, she needs a business model, she needs all the logic, right? And then there's the higher level where she's already got the things. She's already doing the things. She wants to go all in and do this mindset work and work with frequency to bust through income ceilings and be able to be open for a massive abundance, because you freaking deserve it, you guys. So message me if you're interested in working with me in those containers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a gorgeous day. I can make my mouth. Bye, YouTube.